What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Yesterday I did a video about predictions for 2018, and I didn't want to fill that up with album after album. You know, this guy's gonna drop and this guy's gonna drop. No, I did a combination of a couple albums and then a bunch of different moments and ideas, things that I think are going to happen. I'll include a link for you to check that out in the description section if you choose. Today, we're going to talk about my most anticipated albums for 2018. The biggest issue with the most anticipated albums list is we really don't know who all is going to be dropping. On this list, there are several untitled albums from artists that I feel are going to drop in 2018, but they might not. And then there are some albums that we know the titles of and they've been pushed back, or whatever the case may be, we know that they're eventually going to come sometime in 2018. So, in no particular order, let's kick this list off with Royce da 5'9" and DJ Premier's Prime 2. As a dynamic duo, there are very few people in this generation, and maybe of all time, that can match the chemistry that Royce and Premier have. Prime was amazing, and then they went and upped the ante by giving us a deluxe edition a year later. I think that was a brilliant idea because it put the album back into rotation for a lot of people, as well as allowed the ones that were sleeping to discover it. With work on Prime 2 already underway, it makes a lot of sense that it'll come out in 2018. If not, then at least Royce da 5'9" will probably release another album. He still has the Book of Ryan that he talked about teasing that he was going to put out back in 2016, the same year that he dropped two other projects, but he held back, and I think he's setting himself up for a big 2018. The next album on my list is another collaboration between an artist and a producer. And the difference between these collaboration albums and the ones that I hate are that Royce and Premier, as well as Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, they have proven themselves that they have chemistry, that they sound good together. So sometime in 2018, I'm anticipating that we get Bandana. Freddie Gibbs went to Snapchat a couple days ago and previewed some songs. I've been trying to resist because I don't want to hear nothing until they released, the first single and then eventually the album. But it's clear that Freddie Gibbs has been quietly working on it, and I think that their chemistry is just really great together. I was listening to Pinata today just to kind of familiarize myself with it because it's been a while, and I'm just thinking, damn, he was going off. Records like Real, and then on top of that, all the right guest features. There was Scarface, Mac Miller, Raekwon, Danny Brown. I'm interested to see what kind of collaborations Freddie Gibbs comes up with on Bandana. The third album on my list is one that has been in the works for such a long time and has probably gone through several different versions. Pusha T's King Push. It's been just a little over 2 years since we last got a full body of work from Pusha T. And he also put out some singles, Drug Dealers Anonymous with Jay-Z, and then that awful Circles record that had Ty Dolla $ign, and I can't even remember who else was on it. It was just a bad single overall. In late 2017, Pusha T gave us an update saying that he's been going through different versions because Kanye is such a perfectionist. He's producing the entire album as of our last update, so I think that could be exciting. I don't know what an entire album produced by Kanye for Pusha T is going to sound like nowadays, but I hope that it matches the level of quality for Pusha T. It needs to have that feel, like the same vibe that you get when you listen to My Name Is My Name. I'm hoping that Kanye is able to give him the sounds that he needs and not try to take him all out of his element. Pusha T doesn't need to be this rapper who experiments and does a lot of stuff. So hopefully King Push will finally see the light of day this year. This next album takes the cake for probably the longest wait out of everybody on the list. Nas, currently untitled. Nas hasn't released an album in 5 years, going on 6 this June. Life is Good, still in rotation, still amazing, one of the best albums in his discography. And Nas is someone who has been quietly killing it on the guest feature circuit. He's done ones for Dave East, Rick Ross, Schoolboy Q, and some other stuff here and there. There's a long list of guest features that you might not even know existed, but he's been really bodying them. And for that reason, I think it's sort of increased anticipation for me. Because I know Nas is going to deliver. He's going to go above and beyond and kill it once again. And so I think 2018 has to be the year. I mean, how much longer is Nas going to make us wait? I know music is not his #1 priority at the moment, but it seems like now is the time. With everybody else out of the way, Eminem, Jay-Z, like all the big names are probably not going to release an album in 2018. But Nas is someone who is a big name who can definitely, take his spotlight. This next album is also a retirement album, supposedly. The Game's West Side Story. We haven't heard much about this album in a long time. It was announced. Game said it's going to be my last album. He's trying to lock in with Dr. Dre, and who knows what else he has planned. So it's been quiet for this album. I know he's been going through some legal troubles, so maybe that's a reason why he hasn't spoken on it a lot. But I'm sure he's been working on it. And I don't know. I kind of find it hard to believe that this is going to be his final album. I don't anticipate The Game as someone who just like retires and doesn't make music anymore. It just doesn't seem like his steez. But I mean, he is getting older. He's I think he's 40, approaching his 40s. And not to say that he has to retire, but I'm saying when you've been around for well over a decade, eventually your buzz is going to keep diminishing. And I don't think Game wants to be like a KRS-One who's dropping music in this day and age and nobody really cares. And that's no disrespect to KRS-One. I'm just saying not many people are listening to him in this day and age. Let's keep it on the West Coast with Anderson .Paak's Untitled. Again, another album that we know nothing about, but it will be his debut under Aftermath Records. And this is going to be a great album. I think Anderson has all the qualities to be a star. He's shown that time and time again. It really just boils down to Dre and Aftermath, the whole label and Interscope, seeing the potential in Anderson. Dre doesn't have the best track record when it comes to creating stars under Aftermath. Yeah, you had Eminem, you had 50 and The Game, but I mean, that's 3 people compared to everybody else that's been signed. I mean, Joel Ortiz was once under Aftermath, Bishop Lamont, and there was a rapper named Gage. So there was a lot of rappers over the years that signed to Aftermath that never got to do anything of value. They were just sitting on the shelves, creating music, hoping to get their chance. And I don't want the same for Anderson. I think he's too talented for that. So I'm hopeful that 2018 will be the year that we hear Anderson like all over the radio. He's gonna have a big hit single. He's going on tour with Bruno Mars at some point. So it's kind of like you know that something big is going to happen for him. It's just a matter of when he's going to drop his next album, how much Aftermath and Interscope is going to put into it, and then, let's see the benefits, the rewards from all that hard work. This is another album that is untitled, but it seems like it's going to happen. Kanye West is going to drop another album in 2018, excuse me. I just know it. It's like we've heard Kanye has been working. He's been in the mountains. He went to Japan. There was rumblings that it was going to be a Kid Cudi and Kanye West collaboration album. Now there's rumblings that we're going to get Cruel Winter because Good Music set up a SoundCloud and Pusha T favorited a tweet about Cruel Winter. So there's definitely something that's going to happen from the good music camp. And I also feel like since we have such a big year, that Kanye is going to give us an album. We might get Cruel Winter within like the next month or two, or it could be nothing at all. It could just be building hype and then Kanye says delete the SoundCloud. It's happened before. Kanye himself has had a SoundCloud and he's gotten rid of it. So I don't know what the plan is there, but I do believe that Kanye has enough material to do his next album, whatever it may be titled and whoever may be a part of it. This next album is a duo that I didn't like when they first came out, but they grew on me. Rae Sremmurd's Shrem Life 3. Perplexing Pegasus was one of my favorite singles of 2017, and I'm surprised that it wasn't bigger than it was. It felt like it would be, I don't know if it would be a hit, but I felt like it would be a record that is on the Billboard charts. And it wasn't, unfortunately. It kind of just fell to the background. I mean, the people that heard it, liked it, and enjoyed it, it just didn't spread like wildfire. But nonetheless, Rae Sremmurd is going to put out their next album sometime soon. They usually drop around this time, like January, February-ish. There was also rumors that it could be a double disc album, but who knows at this point? All we know is that they have new music. They said that Shrem Life 3 is going to come out in 2018, so I'm sure that it will be out in the coming months or sometime in 2018. I really feel like it'll be within the first few months of the year, a big release. My 9th album is from the TDE camp, J-Rock. Doesn't have a title yet, but I like J-Rock so much as an artist. I still listen to Follow Me Home all the time, and I'm looking forward to his next album. All we know is that he's working on one. He's got a collaboration with T Grizzly that he previewed that sounded pretty nice. And aside from that, we don't know. With TDE, it's very unpredictable. I don't know what order they're going in with like releases for 2018. The first release is going to be from Sir on the 19th of January. And then from there, you know, Schoolboy Q's been teasing that he has another body of work. I'm sure Absol's working on something. Isaiah Rashad as well. I don't think Kendrick or SZA will drop this year, but who knows? Plans can change. They might get in the creative zone and crank out an album. Nonetheless, J-Rock is, to me, the most underrated member of TDE, and he continues to kill it with his street sound, with his lyrics, with the production that he goes with, him being able to tell stories. I think he's a really strong, complete package. He's not going to be Kendrick level ever, but he doesn't need to be. As long as J-Rock continues to put out great music, I will continue to listen and consume and enjoy it. The last album on my list is one that actually has a title, a cover, a first single that's coming out on Friday, and a release date. On February 2nd, we will be getting a new album from Justin Timberlake titled Man of the Woods. I don't really know what to expect from this. I watched the little trailer that he put out, and a lot of people have been making jokes. He's going to make a country album. He's going to, turn his back on, the hip-hop type of community and stuff like that. I'm not really going to go that far and judge it off of the trailer. I want to hear what the album is going to be about, what all is going to be a part of it. I know Pharrell and Timbaland will be a part of it. They've stated that. You've seen photos of them in the studio. The first single is co-produced by Timbaland, I think 1500 or Nothing in Danja Hands. So I don't really know what to expect. I'm not going to be that person that jumps and says, oh yeah, he's going to make a All Lives Matter type of album. I don't think Justin's that stupid. I think Justin is going to make the album that he wants to make, and it's going to be a good one. I'm hoping it's more 2020 Experience Part 1 than 2020 Experience Part 2, which really never happened. So those are my most anticipated albums for 2018. I could have made more than 10, but I felt like 10 was the sweet spot, enough to talk about without going overboard. Now I want to hear from you guys. what are the most anticipated albums for you for 2018? Which ones are you looking forward to? Who do you think is going to drop? Talk to me in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.